Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to do a camera review today, which is long overdue. I wasn't until recently that I realised I've never done a review of this particular camera, so I'm going to do that in a minute. I mainly started my photography career with Pentax cameras, starting off with the Pentax Spotmatic, although before that I did have a Yashica Minister D rangefinder camera, which was very useful. I have reviewed that on this channel before. But the one I want to talk to you about today is this one here. I've had two of these. This is the Pentax KR, and I've got a nice 50mm autofocus Pentax lens on there. And this is a lovely camera. I had the Pentax KX as well, which is very similar, which was the model before this one. I've since, I think I've given that away recently, but I've had two of these and I've still got one. I've used both the Pentax KX and the KR to photograph weddings in the past, and they're quite nice cameras. The only thing that they're not, they don't have a flip out screen on the back, and you don't have 1080 video on it. You can do video on it, but the video is it's okay, but it's not the best compared to all today's qualities that we're expecting. But it's got all the different settings. You can have a look on here. You can see some of those settings there on the dial there, and a whole arrangement of ones. You've got settings that give you little symbols there that give you actions. So for instance, if I want to do a what do we got here? I haven't got it turned on. So if you want to do, you've got different settings, like, let's see if we can have a look at some of these. So we'll go back here, go there, we go there. So this is for the novice, so you can just use these settings to set them to whatever you want to do, and they're really useful. But you can also set it on program mode, or manual mode, or aperture priority, or shutter priority, and there's also an SV mode, which is an interesting mode as well. And you've got exposure compensation, all the works. But there's a little known feature that is not so well known on this camera. Hang on a second, I'm just going to play around with this. Set that. See if I can take a photo here. I think I can. I'll show you what I just took. There you go, that's what I just took. Now, one of the lesser known things about these Pentax cameras, and there's very few people that I've looked on the internet YouTube tutorials to see if anyone talks about the special Pentax digital filters, because they have these digital filters built into the camera, which are really a lot of fun to use. And you just saw me take that photo there, and I'm going to get that up on the screen here. You can see it up there, and now I think you can see it there. Now I'm going to just press this thing here, and you can see that screen there, which has got some up the top here. It's got digital filter. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit this arrow, and you get that access that by pressing the flash button over here on the dial here. See the flash button? Going to press that again, and then we're going to press OK. So it's selected the digital filters now. We're going to press OK, and then it gives us oh, that's not what I wanted. Wait a minute, we'll just go back here to this. Okay, so we've pressed the digital filter there now, and it gives you all these sample filters to use. So I'm going to actually just play around with this. You can use this two buttons here to go up and down here. What are we doing here? So see how it's going up and down the different things, and I can select one. So this one here, I'll select this one here. This one here is a watercolor one. So have a look at that. So that's changed that original photo I took to a watercolor, like a painting or a drawing, and it's beautiful actually. So to actually save that, as a new file, which you can then print from. The original one is still there. I just press OK. And then press OK again. Save. Now it's saving it, see? Nearly there. And now it's saved. So now, if I just go back to the play button here, where are we? Where's the play button? There it is. So I just press this, and you can see the one I just saved. Then if I go back to the one that I took before, that's the original. So there's all these different filters there you can play around with. And for instance, let's see what else we can find here. To get the drift, again, be very creative with it. So I'm going to go back there, and then I'm going to select another one. I'm going to select posterization. Just going to go down here and select posterization. Okay. So I've got it on posterization now, so I click OK, and then it's given me that view there. Now I can just save that as it is, and say OK, save it, save as. But you do have some adjustments where you can actually increase the intensity and all that sort of stuff with these cameras. So it's a really interesting little feature to have. In other words, you can do all this creativity with all your files, and you can print that out, and it's still got the original shot that I just took is there. And you can print those out using your printer, your home printer, and you can get some very interesting creative effects. Now, I'm not going to, I have been using this a bit out in the backyard lately, and I took it on our camera group at a meeting on Monday, and I showed a couple of the people there, because one of the ladies there, I gave the original KX to her, and I said, I haven't showed you how to use this yet. So we're hoping to be able to do a bit of that later on down the track. Anyway, sorry about that. But it's a beautiful little camera, and lots of good features. Pentax KR, look them up. You can get these at quite reasonable prices around the place if you look around for them. And I would recommend you get hold of one. I mean, they're only a 12 megapixel camera. They've got built-in anti-shake though, which is a good thing. And they are really nice little cameras, and it's quite compact, and there's a number of them around that you can get on the second-hand market. And so I'll show you some samples, and I'm going to show you on my blog a while ago, when I was demonstrating this on my blog, I did some interesting shots, and I'll see if I can find the link to them and put them underneath for you to have a look at. So and I'll put these shots that I just posterized and just changed with the digital filters, I'll put them up on the screen for you to have a look at as well afterwards. So thanks for watching. Like if you like, tell me if you've used these filters or whether you knew about them in the first place. And you can only get this array as far as I can tell. I mean, you've got a few other filters on Canons and Nikons and things, but they're nowhere near the variety that you can get. You can combine all the different varieties of filters on this and do all sorts of interesting things. You can do black and white, you can reduce the color, you can select so that you only just say I've got a blue shirt on. I can select extract color, and everything that in this picture here, including the book over there and my jumper here, will all be in blue, but everything else will be in black and white. And that's an interesting feature to do, you know, and you don't have to have a computer to do all this stuff. So investigate it and maybe get one of these as a second little camera to play with. They're beautiful. And of course, all the Pentax lenses all go with these way back to, you can even get an adapter for the old manual focus M42 lenses on the original Pentaxes that fit on these cameras as well. So thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you next time when I put a few samples up. Catch you later.